House Republicans launching their own investigation into the cocaine found at the White House. The Oversight Committee blasting the illicit discovery as a shameful moment for the Secret Service. Secret Service. This incident raising concerns over the level of security maintained at what should be the most secure building in the nation. Questions also abound if the Secret Service will actually take the fall for someone in Joe Biden's circle bringing cocaine into the White House. Joining me now to discuss is attorney and host of the Kimberly Guilfoyle Show on Rumble, Kimberly Guilfoyle herself. Kimberly, it is great to see you as always. Now, you've been to the White House many times.
How are you?
Did you ever think our country would fall so far under Democrats to have to be dealing with the reality that cocaine now has been discovered in the people's house?
No, I think it's just really a sad state of affairs. It's a really poor reflection for the country. It's just, you know, the White House is incredible. Chris, you've probably been in it before, but it's really just such a beautiful place. It's an American institution. It represents our country at its greatest. And to see how far it's fallen, did you ever think you would hear that there is cocaine in the White House? They have no explanation. They're hiding behind the Hatch Act. And it's just, you know, it's just unacceptable. It's just really, when you think about it, somehow this Biden presidency, it just keeps finding a way to go from bad to worse. And they're failing America. You know, in the Biden White House, they refuse, right? They're refusing to give a straight answer. The press secretary said earlier this week she couldn't explain it. Well, why not? There's cameras and there's security absolutely every step of the way in the White House. You can't pass through a room or a doorway or anything without Secret Service and security being there. But somehow the press is also complicit, allowing them to get away with it. Like, put two and two together. I was a prosecutor. Circumstantial evidence is as powerful as direct evidence. And when someone was recently there who has a serious drug problem and you have cocaine, like, how did it get there? How did it get there? And why isn't there more urgency to finding out what's going on? They've just become adept at, you know, dodging and deflecting and refusing to take any accountability, no transparency, not answering to the, you know, American people. It's just sad. It's just a giant
Kimberly,
slap in the face to the American.
Yeah, it is. You know what? And I have quit saying that, oh, we've hit rock bottom with this regime, because the minute I say that, then something awful, more awful, comes to light. You know, yesterday we learned the drugs were found in a secure area of the White House. Listen to this.
Now the investigation has progressed, and so they're saying the West Executive entrance, which, as you noted, is closer to the Situation Room and closer to the Navy mess, where there's the facilities for food and so forth. It is also next to West Executive Drive. That's where, for example, the vice president's vehicle is parked.
Present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because, you know, it comes in the morning.
All right. Now, I know that the failed borders are, Kimberly, is the queen of nonsensical word salad, but
Was that a Saturday Night Live skit that you just played? Because that was ridiculous.
I know.
She's ridiculous.
Do you think they're trying?
I mean, have they been handing out that as like party favors in the White House? Because everybody's lost their mind there, and it's making absolutely no sense.
No. And do you think they could possibly be trying to blame this on her?
Oh, God. I mean, I don't know, really. I mean, let's be honest, right? This has like Hunter Biden written all over it, but the rest of them are acting like they're partaking in it too. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like a whole Cheech and Chong episode over there with Biden, who's completely ridiculous and can't form a sentence, is like falling down. Yeah, the whole thing's up in smoke. It's like, I don't know what's going on, but it's bad. And I hope the American people are like paying attention to it, because the Biden crime family has no business being anywhere near the White House. And frankly, either does Kamala Harris by that ridiculous display. This whole thing must be contagious.
Yeah, well, I said it, I think 3 days ago. I said perhaps the cocaine explains all the terrible policies coming out of the White House, but I don't know. I wanted to get your reaction to this CNN report Quote, the Secret Service is expected to conclude its investigation into a bag of cocaine found in the West Wing early next week. A federal law enforcement official told CNN, regardless of whether a suspect is identified or not. Look, do you believe the Secret Service will take the hit on this to protect the debauchery of those who surround Joe Biden?
Yeah, this whole Sodom and Gomorrah that's turned into the White House. I don't know. They're probably going to say, they already hinted, they're telegraphing or whatever, what the result's going to be, which is that there is no suspect. We were able to identify. Our investigation has been concluded. And let me tell you something, having worked, very closely, Secret Service is fantastic. They did an incredible job with our family, with all of our kids. And so I have the utmost respect for them. I feel sorry for them that they are in this untenable situation, trying to do a job to keep the president safe and the first family. But look at who they're dealing with. I mean, a complete ridiculous cast of characters and people who belong in prison and not in the White House. And that's a real shame. But I'm afraid that they're not going to identify anyone. They'll say Secret Service investigated it and the results are inconclusive. And it is undetermined whose bag of blow this is. How about drug test them all?
Okay, I want to tap into your legal expertise here, and because you made allusion to this earlier. Yesterday, the deputy press secretary had this response when asked about the cocaine discovery.
Are you willing to say that that's not the case, that they don't belong to them?
I don't have a response to that because we have to be careful about the Hatch Act.
Okay, so Kimberly, with your legal expertise, they can't rule out Joe or Hunter because that might violate the Hatch Act. Does that make any legal sense to you?
No, it doesn't. But this is just a big cover up, right? Because they're not going to nail it on, Hunter Biden, Joe Biden. I mean, it's just the whole thing is very sad, and does anyone really think, I'll be honest with you. I think they're letting stories like this. I'm surprised we even heard about the cocaine. They're doing this, I think, because everybody knows Joe Biden is not going to be, the nominee. And I talked about this on my show yesterday in Rumble. It's like Democrats are really looking for a way, to tell good old Joe and Hunter to pack up and go. That's what this is about. They're slowly letting things out, like the documents that Biden improperly kept, Hunter's cocaine, the slap on the wrist to Hunter, that when he should have actually been going to prison for drugs and paraphernalia and weapons and all of the above. But, this guy, Biden, can't even get through a basement campaign. They can't keep the White House clean because there's contraband and cocaine in there. It's like an episode of Narcos or something. It's ridiculous. How is this the state of affairs in our country? This is the White House. And these people are crash test dummies in there, messing everything up. They don't know how to do anything except take cash for bribery schemes and undue influence and selling out America to foreign interests and people that would see to do us harm. And you contrast that with Donald Trump, a total winner who, despite the never-ending smears, just keeps getting stronger. He's smashing it. The people see it. 2024 cannot come soon enough. Okay. Joe Biden would have to hand out bags of Coke to get people to show up for a rally for him. And Trump had 50,000 plus people show up. I'm being honest with you. Unless he's serving some kind of party favor, that guy can't get anybody to show up.
Well, I think you're onto something with your political analysis. This does smell like a Democrat on Democrat thing here. I think you're onto something there. Kimberly Guilfoyle, It is always a pleasure to catch up with you, lady. We'll talk again soon.